Joining me now is Kate McLennan and Noel Tardy. They are friends, musicians, and cancer survivors. They put together some songs to remind us in any situation we have the opportunity to choose love over fear. And we're all about that. And let me tell you what I love about it. Look at their instruments. They play the ukulele. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, and then we won't talk about me, but I had plastic ukuleles.
Oh yes.
Okay, and my mom and I used to go on trips together. And I'd play the plastic ukulele, and then I'd get in the back seat and put it in the back seat of the window. And by the time we got 700 miles, it was all melted.
The famous Macaferri melting ukulele.
Is that what it was called? That is funny. Yes. So tell me, did you both play the ukulele before you met each other? How did this friendship develop?
It actually happened because I have a little ukulele store, and Kate had contacted me by email about purchasing a ukulele. And we became online friends because we discovered we had so many common interests.
And where do you live?
I live here in Dallas.
And where do you live?
I live in Wimberley, outside of Boston.
So your store, it must specialize in ukuleles we can't get in the big stores.
It does.
I love knowing this. All right, so you came together. You discovered you were both cancer survivors.
Well,
not at that point.
Not exactly, yeah. And to let you know, we're both multi-instrumentalists, but we've just totally fallen head over heels with the ukulele, and both love Hawaii as well. And what was the question?
Okay, I want to know, you're both cancer survivors.
Yes, yes.
So then how did this connection come about, and
Right.
what do you do for survivors in the
Right.
form of music?
Well, when we first met, I did not have cancer. I had not had cancer yet.
And?
I'm a leukemia survivor, and Noel knew about my story.
So when I was first diagnosed, first person I called was Kate, and she was my go-to person if I wanted to scream, cry, or whatever.
And what was your cancer?
It was thyroid cancer, but it was already stage 4 because it had gone to lymph nodes.
No. So you went through a horrific time.
It was scary, and a year after the first surgery, it was in more lymph nodes, so I had to have a second surgery. And the scary part was that they said, well, you know, it could affect your speech. I said, well, it better not affect my singing.
Because you're a singer and a musician.
So, yes.
And so you're doing fine. How long have you been in remission? Are you in remission?
Yes, technically about a year and a half.
This is good. Noel, this is good. This is great. We're glad you're here to
Thank
celebrate
you.
that. And that journey taught you a lot, didn't it?
It has.
I bet it expanded your lyrics in your music.
Gosh. But Kate's the true songwriter. She has a lot of stories.
I'm a leukemia survivor, and I had a near-death experience with that.
You did?
I was on life support for 7 days, and I had 2.5 years of treatment. I was in the hospital for 7 months.
May I ask you something?
Sure.
We're
on television.
Did you actually have a near-death experience like
did.
people talk about?
I did.
With a white light and a brilliant light, and you did?
I did.
Can you elaborate on that
briefly?
Well,
there's no way to briefly elaborate. I've written songs about it. I have a book called The Messy Buddha, Dancing on the Soul's Growing Edge.
And we'll talk about that later.
I talk about my near-death experience.
Good, because we want people to know that, because we're finding so much now about how many people have experienced. So stick around. Noel and Kate are going to sing a song for us, and accompanied by the ukulele, as Kate says. So stay with us. We'll be right back.